Coach, just kind of your thoughts on the overall performance. I mean, top to bottom, seems like a pretty sound game. When you win by 43 points.
Well, I think it was just really proud of our starters to come in there and play in a mature way, a focused way, an energetic way, a disciplined way, and we went out there and we executed really, really well in that first half. And we did what I thought good teams do and come in there and set the standard for how you want to play. Offense, defense, special teams, I thought it was really good. And then, obviously just really great to see a bunch of guys play. And I got to really get back on the tape to see who did well and what we can do. But there's going to be times when, Buddha's going to have to play and Ahmad's going to have to play and Zion Nunley, who made a big play, is going to have to play. So John came in and was really, really sharp in his series, and really proud of that second group coming in there and running the ball. That's what we've been looking for. So tons of positives to come out of this game. I felt like we came out pretty healthy, and we started fast on the season, being 3-0, and we're ready to start Pac-12 play.
I know you just said you're going to have to kind of see the tape, but just from your eyes, did anyone really stand out of those young guys? I think there was 18 guys that made their debut, or maybe even guys who don't get to play a lot. Did anyone just really, really jump out to you?
Well, I think John and just his efficiency of the offense. And I think you see that John is a different player than Cam, and we're going to continue to utilize him. I don't want him taking all those hits, but I thought really proud of him. I thought Austin Tripp at the end stood out. Javinsky Schlembecker continues to hit runs downhill, and that's what we want. And it's really positive to see. I think Tariq has gotten some run in CSU, didn't play against Wisconsin, and he's been better. So we'll keep getting better and better as the film shows it, but proud of a lot of those young guys.
Nakia with his best game of the season. What did you think of his game? And that he left early. I just wondered if you have any update on his status.
Sounds like he's going to be just fine. I just think he landed a little bit awkward, and then it was kind of time to get him out of there. I thought he ran hard, inspired, focused. I would love to see a couple more of those runs pop like they did in the second half, because I think we're capable of that. And we'll continue to go back to the drawing board because we can't be one-dimensional. But with that being said, I thought Cam was phenomenal. He went out there. He was sharp. I think one of those incompletions was Lincoln in the back of the end zone, just kind of losing just a touch of focus. But, man, he was sharp. I thought he stayed in the pocket, stayed square. I think he sailed maybe one deep ball. Josh Kelly showed you what he can do in contested catches. Kyle Williams is explosive. Lincoln had another great day. So I just think we're really catching our stride a little bit and, excited to learn and get better.
Before all the starters came out for the game, did you learn anything about them that you didn't know going in, or how much did they show you that was new before they came out?
You're talking about our team, our schemes? Well, I just thought our maturity was going to be tested, and we got a bunch of new guys on this team, and this was the one time you said, hey, we felt really confident about being the dominant team. So coming in here and really perform and not messing around and not turning the ball over, I think it speaks to the team of the mindset of where we really want to go. And I think that's an important mindset to have, that culture is something that's important to us, and standard of being our best. I thought you saw that out there. And I thought there was no quit. I thought the guys were engaged, and they were really happy for some of our other guys out there making plays. And I think that's that connection piece that is so important.
How do you decide when to kind of make the changes in a game like this when it's 43 or 50-0? And is there any pushback from the starters that obviously want to keep playing and keep putting up some numbers? And when do you kind of make that call? And is it coaches, is it players? Who kind of collaborates there?
Well, I think first of all, we're not on a mission to collect stats. And we talked about it last night. The guys that we want in there is to make your play. Because you get in trouble as a team when you start hunting plays. And sometimes your mind can go there in these type of games. And I was really proud, even on some of the opening series, Josh Kelly had a couple springing blocks. Kyle Williams had a couple springing blocks. Yes, they got theirs down the field, but I think that's a mature team and mature competitors. So I don't like to score 80 points and keep the starters into the fourth quarter. So we just got to make sure we're doing our job to make sure we come out healthy, because this is going to be a tough Pac-12 road.
Coach, it seemed like in the first half especially, it was touchdown, force a 3-and-out, touchdown, force a 3-and-out, and really didn't seem to have a lot of drop-off. What's it say about your guys to stay mentally locked in like that, keep that consistency going on a team that they should have that kind of result against?
That they don't take competing for granted. And that's one thing we you got to respect the process of winning. I don't care who's out there in front of you. And I thought our guys did that really well. And we're only guaranteed 12 of these things. And football is a tough game. You practice so long. Why waste one of these opportunities with the wrong attitude and mindset? So I thought we came out there and did that, and competing's a privilege. putting on the Cougs jersey is a privilege, and some of those young guys got to understand that. I mean, I can't even tell you, like, Ashton Tripp, thank you, coach. Emmett Brown, thank you for putting me in. Like, it's not, you earned it. I think that's important to tell those guys that they earned it. They're a valued member of this team. They have a valuable role, and when time comes that they get a chance to play, they want to show who they are.
We really got to see today the playmakers make plays when they're in space. We had seen that from Lincoln, but we got to see it from Josh. We got to see it from some of the other guys. Just how dangerous can these guys be when they catch the ball with a few yards of space around them?
I think one thing we did challenge the offense this week is to get back to being explosive down the field. We have to work on different protections and use those outside guys in a lot of different ways, and I thought you saw that today. A couple of deep crossers, more go balls. I mean, Zion Nunley with a big boy catch down the sideline, really important to get him going because I think he can be a deep threat for us on the outside. So I think it's just the scheme, the plan, the execution. But those guys can be really good with the ball in their hands. And Carlos Hernandez, I mean, same thing. Another screen underneath where he's kind of juking and jiving and making a bunch of people miss and making plays.
And then, Coach, you talked about, we're about to start Pac-12 play here. Is there anything that's going to be different? I know you talk about you approach every game, the same way each week, but what changes now that we're about to get into the thick of it?
Well, I think our guys know and understand what every game in that Pac-12 process means. And if you can stack a bunch of 1-0s, you have a real chance. But every week is going to be just a unique opportunity that you got to go out and earn. And it doesn't matter. And we get an opportunity to host a good team next week, right here in Martin Stadium on Giesa Field. I can't wait to get that electric energy back out there because it's going to be a big one to get off on the right foot. So you just know as you're going into conference play how much each game means. And that's not a pressure thing. You just got to go out and earn it because winning's hard. Winning's really hard. And you got to respect the process. And this team needs to continue to get better. I think we got a bunch of guys in that locker room that want to attack the process.
Jake, building off of Austin, he was asking about the offense. The first-team offense seemed like they could really do whatever they wanted to do today. I guess, where does that put your confidence level, heading into Pac-12 play here with your offense?
Well, I think, like I said, we knew we could be explosive. We felt more athletic on the outside. And once again, the guys that don't get enough credit is our offensive line taking a step forward. Once again, I don't know if Cam got sacked or not today, but, those guys are just in the pockets. They're being physical. They're doing a good job and taking steps forward, and we'll need that as we continue to go. And, in the Pac-12, there's a lot of good defenses out there that'll attack us in a lot of different ways, and we got to continue to be multiple, and I think you saw just another kind of taste of that today.
And then was this the last good tune-up for you guys? How do you feel like the confidence level's raised heading into Pac-12 play now?
Yeah, I think as a confidence, especially as a coaching staff, to know that we got a bunch of mature guys that want to win. And I think, they've been working hard since January to really build the team. And I said this before, that we've quietly built a good team. And we get an opportunity each week to show who we are. And, the all we got, all we need saying really just shows in everything that you do. And Pac-12 play will be no different. So to go out there and earn every win will be important.
Hey, Coach, obviously a great win today. Can you go in about the execution of this offense? 8 of 10 on third down, 5 of 6 in the red zone. What has been the message this week? Executing, whether it's third and long, third and short, or in the red zone, first and goal, second and goal, whatever. Talk about the execution of your team today.
Well, we knew there were a little bit of a different style of defense, 3 down, but still a zone dropping, and then we could feel like we knew when they were going to play some man and we could take advantage of those situations. I thought we played great situational football. I thought we stayed ahead of the chains for the most part. So those third down conversions, I don't think they were 3rd and 13s and 15s and all that type of stuff. And any hole that we dug ourselves in, we got out of it. So I think we just played really efficient football and then took the ball down the field, and guys made a lot of plays. So like I said, I'm just proud of our guys because in certain games you can search for things. I thought our guys stayed the course and made their play today.
Last 2 questions. Dylan Payne. I mean, just talk about him a little bit. He gets his opportunity to really run the ball and goes for over 80 yards as the big 54-yard one. I mean, that's got to be great for you as a coach to see a kid like that who works his tail off, get that moment, and then really cash in on it.
Yeah, the Bulldog. I just tell you, I remember him 3 years ago on scout team when I first got here, and just his attitude, his energy, his toughness, I think has really meant a lot to our football team, and I think he plays a vital role. So just really proud of Dylan, and I know a lot of our guys are too, and that's what makes a team. That's what really makes a team. When a guy like that goes out there and busts his tail off and gets rewarded for it. He's a walk-on in our program, but I'm just telling you, those are the guys that really are the glue of what we do, and just really proud of Dylan today.
Yeah, Coach, Cam Ward didn't lead the team in rushing yards today. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm glad that happened. I'm glad if that was it today, we'd have to go back to the drawing board for sure. But we still need to be more physical at the point of attack. I think we'll see that. I think we'll see spurts when we can do it. And like I said, I'm really proud of that second and third unit coming in and moving the ball, because I think Nakia has the ability to do it. He's proven it, and I think we got to get Jalen loose in some space yet so he can hit that big one. And like I said, competition's great. Javinsky, Dylan, Leo, really good job coming in at the end and getting some reps. So excited about him, and I was very explicit. I did not want Cam running this week. That was very well noted. Thanks, Coach. All right, go Cougs.